Hi, boys and girls. So today I am here and we are going to finally write our small moment story. Okay? So this is our first time doing a full story about our small moment. So we're going to kind of do this one together, and later you will be writing your own small moment story. So make sure that you are doing this one as a kind of like a practice. Okay? So we've been talking about how we can plan and brainstorm some ideas. In the last video that I made with you, we chose what we were going to write about and drew a quick illustration to go with that. In Mrs. Jones' last video, she kind of showed us how we can make our story interesting and give lots of details. So now that we have seen everything, it's finally time to grab our pencil and put it to the paper here. So when I am writing a small moment, I want to introduce first what I am writing about, okay? So just like in our planning, I said that I was going to talk about the time I rode the Millennium Force. So for my first sentence of my story, I want to make sure that I tell my reader what they are reading about today. So I'm going to go ahead and write that now while you go ahead and write yours. So I'm going to introduce my topic, telling when this story happened and what I did. So I'm going to do that now. And while I'm writing mine, you can be writing yours. Oh, by the way, you will need a paper that looks like this, with our picture, our writing lines on the front and back, because this is our full story. So we want this to be, a full, long story, not something that we can read in just a few quick seconds. This should be a full story with many sentences, okay? So for my first sentence, and if you need some more time, you can just pause the video and finish that. So I'm going to continue. So my first sentence, I introduced exactly what I said here. I'm telling when the story took place and what the story is about. So I said, last summer, I rode the Millennium Force. If my reader does not know, what my story is about, I might add an extra detail here to kind of clear that up for them. So this would be just like Mrs. Jones' video, adding an interesting detail to our story. So I'm going to go ahead and add that second sentence now. You can do the same for yours. Okay, so I'm going to read you my sentence, and if you are still writing yours, go ahead and pause the video. When you're ready, you can see what it looks like. So here is my second detail to kind of clear up for the reader what exactly I am writing about. So now my story says, last summer, I rode the Millennium Force. It is a very tall and fast roller coaster, okay? So I gave some details saying it was very tall and fast. So you can kind of start getting a picture in your head about what this roller coaster looks like. So now, just like in Mrs. Jones' story about baking cookies, I want to kind of build a picture for my reader in their head. So I'm going to describe what riding this roller coaster was like. I'm going to say what I did at the beginning, what I did in the middle, and what happened at the end, okay? So there should be 3 parts to the rest of my story. I'm talking about what the story is. Now I give the beginning, I'm going to give the middle, and I'm going to give the end, okay? So right now I'm just going to start with the beginning. What happened first? I didn't just appear on the roller coaster, so I have to describe what happened. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. You should have introduced your topic, told us when it was, and what the story is about. Now tell us what happened first in your small moment story. Go ahead and write yours while I am writing mine now. Just do your best on spelling. As always, we will go back another day and read our story and kind of see if it makes sense and improve our spelling. So right now, we just kind of want to do our best and get it down on the paper, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and write the beginning of my small moment now. So I might say, first or at the start or the beginning, however you want to say it, but you want to make sure that you tell your readers that this is what happened first. Okay, so if you are still writing, go ahead and just pause the video and finish the beginning of your story. I'm going to go ahead and read mine so you can kind of see what it looks like. So I started right down here with first. So this shows my reader the order that the story is happening. First, I had to wait in line. There were a lot of people and it was very hot. So it's kind of giving you an idea as if you were kind of there standing with me. You're kind of picturing in your head, okay, there were a lot of people waiting for this roller coaster and it was really hot and sunny outside. So you can kind of picture with those details what is happening in the story, okay? So now I'm going to say what happened next. So I'm going to use the word next to kind of show my reader, okay, he was waiting in line. What did he do after? So you can go ahead and start writing what happened next in your story. This would be like the middle part, okay? I'm going to go ahead and write mine. Okay, if you are still writing, just go ahead and pause. So now I'm going to talk about the middle of my story. So I started with, next, I finally got to the ride. I had to wait in line for 1 hour, or I had to wait 1 hour just to get on. Then I keep going down here. I got my seat and buckled in. I was very scared. So you're kind of getting an idea of what it's like to get on this roller coaster so far. It was really hot. I had to wait in line. It took me 1 hour just to get on the ride. I got my seat and buckled in, and I told you how I was feeling. I was feeling very scared about this roller coaster. So that was the middle of the story. Now I want to go to the end, the good part of the story. How does it finish? Okay, so I'm going to say this by using the word last. Okay, last. So I'm going to start the end of my story with last and then add my details to show my reader that this is the finishing part of my story. Okay, so you can go ahead and do that now. You might use the word last to start it. Okay, so you should have finished the ending to your story. I'm going to go ahead and read mine here. I started the ending with the word, here we go, last. Okay, so this shows my reader that I am at the end of my story. So I said, last, the ride started. There were loops and twists. It was very fast. I screamed a lot, but it was fun. I can't wait to go again. So in my story there, I told you what my small moment was, when it happened, and then I told you a beginning, a middle, and an end to the story. Now that I'm done with my story, I can go ahead and add my picture to the top. Okay? I want to do my writing first because I don't know what exactly I want to make my picture about until I know exactly what my story sounds like. So now I can go ahead and do my picture, and I would say that my story is done for today. Okay? So if your story tells what your small moment is, when it happened, and you have a beginning, a middle, and an end to your story, then you have all 5 parts, which means that your small moment story is done for now. Okay? So the hard part is done. Now we get to do the fun part and draw our picture. And next time we will look at kind of improving our story and seeing how we can check and make sure that everything is where it needs to be. So I cannot wait to hear what your small moment stories are about. And of course, if you need to go back and watch this video again to refresh your memory on any of the parts while you were writing your story, that's perfectly fine. But make sure that you are doing your best because this one we did together, but next time you will be writing a small moment story all on your own, okay? So try to make yours just like I did mine. All right? Bye-bye.